Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Blackbull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Blackbull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Blackbull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Hey, if you like futures because of the tight spreads and clear setups, go check out Blue Guardian Futures. They let you start trading futures with up to $450k in funding. The best part, you keep 100% of your first 15k in profits, then 90% after that. No activation fees, weekly payouts, and they're sponsoring Chris Eubank Jr. and Birmingham City FC. Go take a look at blueguardianfutures.com or click the link in the description.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Brinks Trades coming to you live with another week of breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing really well. I'm actually calling live from the West Coast today. Hope everybody's doing good. So my times are a little bit off. It's like 9 a.m. in the morning here, but I think it's got to be almost 1 o'clock on the East Coast. We're a little bit later than we usually go. But still wanted to hop on here really quickly and give you all the trade breakdowns. I know this is probably going to be a very short and condensed version. It's a holiday week we're coming off of, so I'm expecting the market to do something this week. So, this past week was kind of chill as far as the markets go. So we're looking to really make those things a little bit, hopefully get more volatility in the markets this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the charts, and then we're just going to go ahead and break things down and just go from there. So let me pull my screen up. Let's see if I can find out how to do that here. They changed things on StreamYard. Again, one thing I love to do, if you guys, it's your first time watching me, again, my name is Brinks Trades. I'm the resident indices analyst for the Trading Nut podcast. So every week I come on here and I break charts down for the dollar, for the indices, and really just kind of give you an overview of what I think is going to happen in the market based on my decade of experience. And so, we've been doing this for 2 years with the podcast, with Trading Nut. This has been a platform that, really I used to watch this platform growing up all the time when I first started trading, and now it's really kind of a full circle moment that I can come on here and really break down charts for you guys. So again, it's a pleasure to come on here, and shout out to Cam for letting me come on in the platform. So one thing I love to see, I said we got 11 people on the call. If you guys are calling, wherever you're in the world you're calling from, drop a comment in the box right now. I want to know, again, I love interaction. So whenever I get the chance to interact with people on the call, just go ahead and drop a comment. Tell me where you're from, how long you've been trading, and how your trading week was. If you traded this past week, I know a lot of people didn't because of the holiday. I was very, very wary. I took one setup, and that was about it. So let's go ahead and talk about the markets. Again, hopefully you guys can see my screen. If you guys can't, let me know, and we can go through that. But again, man, look, we always start with dollar index because dollar is the key to everything, right? So dollar. When we break down dollar, we can understand what the other markets are going to do. And clearly, if we take a step back, right, it's a new month, right? We hit a new month. Last Saturday was last couple of days in June. So we got to take a step back and look at the monthly time frame and see what's going on. And, based on this whole thing, man, this is a bearish market, right? This is a very bearish market. We had a double top. You can call it a double top. You can call it trading back into a fair value gap. You can call it consolidation, manipulation, distribution, whatever you want to call it. It's a bearish market. So what I want to do is just kind of break things down a little bit quicker and just see, again, what we want to see for this upcoming week. So if we're looking at dollar, again, I projected that I wanted to see the market at least at the highest point get back up to this gap that we formed on the 97.14 level, and then potentially take things a little bit lower from there once we got there. So what did we get? We ended up seeing the market trade to that level there. Actually respect consequent encroachment, but so it didn't get all the way up to our level here. So I'm still going to leave this up as a potential area that we could run to. I'm also going to note last week's high, or actually, I'm sorry, this is going to be Thursday's high there, because I know there's going to be ample liquidity sitting over that high. It's just very prominent. It's also the high of last week as well. So Again, I want to see if we can make a run above this level, retest it, or even stay below consequence encroachment. So that level there at 99.96 and 96.81 are the two levels that I want to see potentially tapped before we start running and continuing on to the downside. Again, my target for this week is going to be the low of last week. I am going to be looking at this low right here at 95.49. That represents an old level right there, these lows right there. I'll drag that up so you can see that. So 95.4 or 5.8, let's just call it. And then the low here at 95.88. So those are the two levels that I want to see tapped and taken as far as, this week's price action. So if we go to the euro, let's go to euro, break things down. Again, I'm going to keep this very short this week because I know we don't have, we're coming on holiday, so I know a lot of people are focused on that stuff too. Again, if you're in the United States for the July weekend, it's a pretty big weekend. So I know a lot of people are not going to look at this stuff until next week. So again, looking at the level here on Euro USD, if we go back last week, again, I wanted to see the market continually go up. I thought initially we were going to retest this fair value gap here and then go higher, but initially we went straight higher and formed actually a volume imbalance right there. So on the weekly time frame, I'm going to make this the daily time frame so you guys can see this a little better. Text visibility, days, weeks. So the weekly time frame, again, we came straight out the gate and we gapped up to start the week. So I'm going to mark this volume imbalance as sitting right there. Again, we know there's probably going to be liquidity sitting in that gap right there that the market wants to retest. So at some point, we want to see the market potentially hit that. So that could be our low for this week. I also am noting this huge fair value gap here that we're looking at. So make this black, gray. So this zone is really one that I'm looking at, right? These two levels here, this volume imbalance here, and then the high end of this fair value gap to see, do we stay above this initial level here? I think we are, but I want to see if the market will come back and retest these levels there. Jumping down to the daily time frame. There's a lot of things that overlaps with those levels that we just called out. Again, I'm looking at this volume imbalance here that takes place at 1.173. I'm also looking at a few things inside of this fair value gap. This is like this imbalance here that's sitting right above consequent encroachment. Would not be surprised if the market dropped down to that level there. I'm actually going to get rid of this off of the daily. Want to see if the market could run down, maybe take out last week's low, which sits about right Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So like right here is last week's low. So I wouldn't be surprised if we ran into this gap like this and then decided to turn around. So I'm really going to be looking at this zone at 1.1683, just really to see if the market really wants to respect that level. Again, jumping down to the 4-hour time frame, we are in a consolidation. So again, I would not be surprised if we did get another manipulation down just to kind of clear things out. This almost looks like it could be the start of a double top. We were getting lower lows into that zone, but then came back up and respected that level as well. So overall, I would consider this area a little bit of consolidation in this range, and I really want to see something drastic if we're going to continue to go lower. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Let's see. Let's go to pound. I believe pound is probably going to be the same thing. Let me clear this out. I'm going to go to GBP USD for this one. So GBP USD looks a little choppy too. On the weekly level, we traded back into this order block, which is a good sign, right? There's a few levels here. This daily fair value gap here that takes place at 1.336 right there. The market has respected down to a T. We came back, respected the order block. So we're getting weekly structure that lets us know that the market wants to run higher. Even inside of that, we came back down to this fair value gap right there and respected those things. So that's a really good sign. So what do I want to see potentially this week is I want to see, again, the low get ran of last week, which is this wick here that's sitting at consequent encroachment of this fair value gap at 1.35858. And then I want to see this thing take off, man. I want to see this thing run. So that's what I'll be looking for. Again, I will be looking to see if we do get a sweep underneath this. The other area that I'll be watching is the sell side level here to see if we get a tap there or if we take out that level. If we close below this is a breaking market structure, and I'm looking to see the market go down at this point. But ideally, my primary bias right here is just things to go long. That's what I want to see happen. We're still in an uptrend. There's no reason to try and short this just yet. Let's go to NASDAQ. I'm gonna hit the comment section really quickly. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the box because this is usually what I do. I usually answer questions. But again, I'm trying to keep things brief this weekend because there's, not a ton of people on the call, and it's the holiday weekend. So I want to make sure everybody enjoys their week. So again, let's look at NASDAQ, man. So NASDAQ is doing its thing that it was doing last year. And so again, you guys know that when I was doing the call last week, this is trading at all-time highs. There's no reason to try and short this. If you're shorting at this, you're dumb. I'm sorry. There's no other way to say it. Like, there's no reason to try and short NASDAQ at this point in time. So ideally, this is what we're looking at, man. Last week was a very bullish week. I could see us heading to this fair value gap as a target for this week. But overall, we're still bullish. So I'm going to probably wait until we get a retest of this fair value gap before we really start to do anything different, and then come down to this gap and then look to take things higher. So this level here is going to be at 22,599, and then I want to see the market go up from there. So this is what I'm going to be looking for. So we could have a counter trend week on NASDAQ this week, but once we hit this zone, then I'm looking for all buys. So if you were to short this week, there could be an opportunity there, but most likely I'm not going to look to short anything. Jumping down to the 4-hour time frame really quickly, there's a couple levels that I can see us potentially run into. This is such white space. There's a lot of imbalance in this area that I think the market could run back down there. And I'm really interested in these 4-hour lows right here, right there, even though they were swept. So ideally, there's two levels that I want to see potentially ran. Again, the low of last week, which is here. So I'm looking at 3 levels. I want to see how the market reacts to this fair value gap here, this sell side level here, and then obviously this overarching gap that's down here. We could see a run back to this range. I wouldn't be surprised if Monday we did see something drastic back to this level, and then start to go higher from there. I'm going to be pretty patient this week. I don't think there's anything going on news-wise that would cause me to shift my trading days, which are going to be Tuesday to Thursday usually. So I want to see what happens there. But ideally, those are the 3 levels that I'm looking at. Sell side level there, the imbalance here, and see what happens in that gap. Let's go to ES, see if we see anything different. It's just pretty much the same thing. So weekly time frame, again, starting with the weekly because we want to see what's going on here. There's a huge imbalance here on the weekly. We took this out. So I want to see how we trade back into this level here. This is going to be the level that I'm going to be watching on the weekly time frame. Once we're in this zone, which is it's about a 100-point zone. Once we're in here, I want to see the market give us some type of daily break in market structure or daily bearish bullish move that's going to take us out of there. So that's what I'll be looking for on the low end. Most optimal scenario. I'm still very much long though, to see how we react to these imbalances inside this gap. So again, this gap on ES starts at 6,221 and 6,101. These are going to be very easy plays. Whenever Nasdaq is trading or the indices are trading at all-time highs, right, and they're forming new highs in that swing, the current price swing that they're at, it's just really easy to just wait for a dip and buy. Essentially, I mean, looking for our setups, but that's basically what we want to see happen here. Remember how everybody was panicking we were going to be in a recession when the market dropped to here? Like it dropped all the way down to here on NASDAQ and ES and YM. And then all of a sudden, a few months later, not even 2 months later, we're back. It's usually how it goes. So the YM is a little different. We haven't swept all-time highs yet, or we just tapped the all-time high here. We haven't really broken out past this. A lot of times YM acts kind of like the sixth sister of the other three. Like it just kind of acts a little laggy. And sometimes it tells you that the market's going to reverse soon, right? Like divergence. So I don't place too much weight on YM, but if I was looking to buy this one, I personally don't even really take trades on YM. But if I was, then I would be looking for something back into this range, right? To those highs. So that's what I'm looking for on YM is I want to see a bearishness, some level of bearishness to trade back into these imbalances here. I think we have some mitigation that we could do for sure. We did sweep this level here. Just barely tapped it. It's not the all-time high, but I could see us trading back into this range to start the week off and then just waiting for a 4-hour break of structure from there. So this level is going to be 44,632. So that's ideally what I want to see. And then we could see something back in this range too. But ideally, I'm looking for the early part of the week to give us a trade back to key levels, and then the rest of the week trading away from it. It's usually how the weekly cycle plays out. I know Tony's going to ask me to look at gold, so I'm going to look at gold real quick. Yeah, stay away from gold. This is chop. I'm going to take all my markers off. There's nothing here that I want to see from gold. This is chop. Don't trade this week. Leave it alone. A lot of people asking me about gold. Yeah, this is trap. It's trash. It's not good price action. We're consolidating. And I'll tell you why. We set an initial high here at the 3,500 level, right? And we've really just been running back and forth between this high and this low. There's nothing here. On a weekly level and a daily level, which I like to frame my trades around, there's nothing here that I want to see. Until we start getting better price action, I'm not looking at gold at all. So that's all I really got for you guys. I'll stay on for a couple seconds for questions. But again, plug here for the trading community. If you're not already in the trading community, this is going to be Talented 10th trading.com, right? That's my community. You can join the free mentorship, right? Or the free Discord. Stay in contact with me. Again, I update. Sometimes I offer advice in the chats. Again, we're looking at the charts on Saturday. Anything can happen between now and Monday. Somebody could declare war. The stock, could be affected. That causes the indices to drop. A country can go through a recession. Anything can happen, right? So I like to update the chat in there as price as the week goes on. And so if you guys have any questions at all about any of these things, find me in the chat, message me. There's a group chat. You can see everybody joining. We got a lot of people join over the past week or so. Be a part of that community for sure. And then if you want direct mentorship from me, right, again, there's also an actual mentorship where I go through directly, work one-on-one with students as well. That's a paid mentorship though. So I will say that, it's definitely worth it. I've had mentors or mentees in the chat that have passed funded challenges, gotten payouts. People are posting their winnings in the chat all the time. So again, some of the educational things that I'm teaching are clearly working, right? So not just from me, but from students in there as well. I'm really happy when I see people pass challenges, based on the stuff that I'm teaching in there. So again, shameless plug, talented10thtrading.com. And if you guys have any questions at all, I think the link just got spammed a billion times in the chat section, but I'll stay on for like 2 minutes. If you guys have any other questions or want me to look at any other charts. And yeah, we'll go ahead and call it a week. So again, take advantage of the Discord. Take advantage of the Discord because very few people, man, golden futures. So the thing about golden futures and golden forex, this is actually gold futures I have up right now. GC1. T Brooks said, "What about golden futures?" It's the same thing as XAU USD. They're the same chart. They're just different markets. But this is the one that I have up right now, and it's not. You don't. Basically, what I said for this week is I'm not trading gold. Like the key. I'll let you guys in on a secret. Like when I evaluate charts, and let's just look at a naked chart for a second. If I can't get a directional bias based on what's going on, or if it looks like consolidation, or if there's just as much opportunity that it can go higher as versus go lower, then I'm not looking to trade that at all. Like this is messy. Like if you look at this, you can't sense the trend in this. Yeah, I'm sure there's like smaller time frame opportunities that you can take advantage of day to day. But like why risk that when you don't have a higher time frame bias to line that up against, right? Like we're not gambling addicts. We look for high probability setups, take them and call it a day. Like, I'm sure if you guys like FanDuel or something like that, there's a bunch of opportunities to waste your money gambling and stuff like that. But for us, we are analysts. We're risk analysts first, right? We look at the market, we evaluate the opportunity there, and if there's no opportunity, nothing. But so on gold, right? There's nothing here, like nothing. Like if you can make, I can make. This is just clearly consolidation. And again, I'm going to move my charts off. I can see that the market has been going up, right? So I'm leaning with that bias, but this is chop. We set initial high, set initial low. We've been trading back and forth in that range. We've even broken structure a couple times right there. Took out highs. This is just gaining liquidity. And this is one of the things that I talk about all the time with gold is that people love gold because they think it moves a lot. But a lot of times gold only moves when there's times of instability, right? So when we talk about times where people are uncertain about what is going to go on in the stock market with money, X, Y, and Z, you see gold tend to shoot up, right? And a lot of times, like the past year, you saw a huge rapid growth on gold because people were not sure about the election, right? You go back previous, like 2024, we had a huge run up on gold. What's the last run up on gold that we had? Was in 2020. So what happened in 2020? This was the last ramp up, right? Then prior to that, the last big ramp up that we had was 2008. And we all know what happened in 2008, right? So like a lot of times this thing only really moves when there's chop and there's years of it going back and forth. And it's okay. Like it's just not going to be something that like you're going to consistently make money on. If you take advantage of the opportunities while they're there, like if we hit a recession, okay, cool. Look to trade gold. It's an easy play. But it's not something you really want to invest in or trade in those times. So it's just not a lot of volatility. It's not a lot of chop. Or it's not a lot of market movement. Yes, sir. No problem. No problem. Tony, professional education for success. Yes, man. That's all I'm trying to give y'all is just how I see the markets in a more professional way, right? You have risk on and risk off environments. You just have to make sure that you're like putting the proper risk in areas and putting your focus in areas that are gonna move, right? When we're trading, because not only are we fighting the charts themselves, we're fighting our own mental. And imagine what happens if you get chopped up once or twice in chop. That's gonna trigger you emotionally and want to do something stupid. Every account that I blew growing, like when I first started trading, a lot of times it was me trying to force my will on the market, right? Trading the wrong direction, or it was uh me trying to do something that I just was trying to revenge trade through. Like chop, I used to blow accounts in chop, man, like badly, because I would watch the market take out the high and be like, oh, it's going up. And then it would run against me and then it would run back down. I'm like, okay, now it's about to go down. Right. And these environments right here, like are the reasons that I've lost many an account in the past when I first started learning how to do this, man. And those same things will be there to trigger you, right? Because like the secret is that your emotional side of trading, you will never ever beat it. Like you'll never beat emotionally like trading, right? Like beating the emotional side of trading. You have to manage that consistently. So like all the same things. You ever wonder why like somebody's been like, I've been trading for 10 years, man, I'm still dealing with the same shit? It's because you haven't learned how to deal emotionally with the side of you that, you probably know how to win it. You manage a trade when everything's winning and everything's working. It's like, okay, cool. But when everything's losing, you blow accounts, or like, you know what I mean? So like you haven't learned how to deal with that side of your trading yet. And you have to understand what triggers you as a trader. It's going to be different for everybody. Some people are going to be more risk adverse. They're going to be scared. Some people are going to be very overly risky, right? They're going to, and there's some people that just want to win. The people that just really want to win in this thing, like, those are the people you got to watch. Like if you got a friend or a buddy that just has a problem to like with winning, and they just have to win all the time. It's like, that's probably not going to be the right thing for them. Like they probably have a gambling addiction. They probably have, all that type of stuff. So it's not, those are the type of people that you don't really want to see do this. And if you are that type of person and you do this, you have to learn how to manage your ego, manage your, and know that you're going to lose a lot, right? You have to manage your wins and losses appropriately with appropriate risk, and making sure that you're taking advantage of the wins as they come and cutting those losers, when they get there. So, T, you said where are the links to your platforms? So I'm dropping a link. If you see this comment, it's been a bunch of comments on this on StreamYard. I control the Brinks Trades account, the Trading Nut account, and then like there's one more. And so the link, if you go to Talented 10th trading.com, I just dropped another link in there right now. Go to that website and you can find my Discord, and that's the one you can be a part of and join. Otherwise, find me on social media. Again, Brinks Trades. That's all of my social. And just send me a message if you can't find them. That's all of my trading, content is on there. So if for whatever reason you can't find a link to the Discord there, just, shoot me a message at Brinks Trades. Again, it's a little cartoon or AI icon of me, right? And that's the one that I use. I need to update that pretty soon. But yeah, just find me there, and yeah, we can I can direct you to the Discord if you can't find it, or if that link doesn't work for whatever reason. But the website should look like this. Yeah. So you should see this, and then you have the option to go into the free Discord or upgrading to the mentorship. Now, I will say with the mentorship, basically, you will get a few things. And the mentorship is basically my course where you learn everything about how I see the markets, liquidity, imbalances, all that type of stuff, right? How to put all that stuff together in a strategy that works. I have a strategy for Forex. If you trade Forex, then I also have a strategy for NASDAQ, which is the other indices, and how I actually execute trades in those on a daily basis. There's a couple things that I'm looking for that I don't really touch on in these calls. These calls are just an overview. So if you check those out, then you can get in and find those there. So let me know if there's any issues, but that's all I got. So I appreciate it. T Brooks, I'm trying to get my flowers more often, so I appreciate these, man. So thanks, guys. I've been following Cam's page for years. I've been following your videos for months. Great analysis. I appreciate it, man. I work really hard. It's like a lot of experience that goes into this. I can't tell you the amount of nights that I spent in front of a laptop. I graduated Michigan State in 2015. My whole last year at Michigan State, I spent learning how to do this. I'm actually with one of my college roommates right now. And that whole time while we were living together, man, like I was staring at charts. I was probably never there anyway, but like at the apartment, but like that every night I would be trading London session. I get up, stare at a chart for for days and weeks, trying to figure this thing out. I've been through, I don't know how many numerous strategy changes, emotionally developed myself, all those things. Shout out to MSU. Yes, sir. Old Spartan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, so I can't tell you how many times, and for the first few years of me doing it, like I just lost money, and I never really understood how to put it together until I got better information. I had some mentors that really pulled me aside and showed me how the game worked, how to look at the markets from a lens of liquidity, and then also how to kind of put that all together in a framework that works and how to manage your downside. I think a lot of times traders don't manage their downside, and that's the biggest issue. And that's why you can have these wins. And I knew I was onto something when I had these big wins, but then I started having big losses too, right? Like I'd have like $3, $4, $5, $6,000 wins, but then I have like $2, $3, $4,000 losses, and I'm like, what the fuck is like, what's going on here? And so once I figured out like how to manage my downside, that was the other piece too. And I think a lot of times people don't talk enough about that. So there's a book called The Inchworm Method that talks about that all the time, about how to manage those aspects of your game. So it's a really good book, and honestly, use it for life, not just trading. You know, if you can figure out how to maximize your greatness, but then minimize your downside in anything, it's you know how you can win on life. So, but that's all I got for y'all. So hopefully you guys found some value out of this. Again, follow me on social media. If you haven't, get locked in with me on the Discord, you know, just because I think there's a really good, so much value. That's a lot of free value that I'm giving out right there again. And right now I'm actually running a special on the Discord. So I actually have it through this weekend. I have it at half price. So if you click this, normally my Discord is going to take you on the back end. So the back end. And basically you can run through the course itself right here, get access to the Discord. But if I log out, right, and I go to talented10thtrading.com. Boom, upgrade. You can join. Boom. It's actually half price for this weekend, just for 4th of July. Usually it's $99.99 a month, which is, I think it's a pretty good value for, learning a strategy, learning how to trade, and a mentorship that can bring you potentially thousands a month, right? Like everybody saw my trade that I took on what did I take the trade on Euro futures or NASDAQ? I can't even remember now, but I took one trade this past week. That was for just shy of a $2,000 win. It was about $1,700. And so, if you're looking at just, the value that you're getting, learning from someone directly, having somebody there, being able to work one-on-one. And then on top of that, everybody that signs up this week, I'm going to be having one-on-one mentorships with them throughout their journey as well. So we can sit down, really evaluate like where you're struggling at. Because it's one thing to learn strategy. It's another thing to watch me do it, trade live too. But then also, how do we bring those things together and bridge the gap between where you're at right now and where you want to be as a trader? We'll touch on some emotional stuff as well. So again, the stuff that's going to be coming for the month of July. Just one-on-one sessions with everybody. So hopefully everybody enjoys that, and get some value out of it. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna let you go enjoy the rest of your 4th of July weekend. I'll catch y'all next weekend. Peace.
Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Black Bull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Black Bull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Black Bull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Hey, if you like futures because of the tight spreads and clear setups, go check out Blue Guardian Futures. They let you start trading futures with up to $450K in funding. The best part, you keep 100% of your first $15K in profits, then 90% after that. No activation fees, weekly payouts, and they're sponsoring Chris Eubank Jr. and Birmingham City FC. Go take a look at blueguardianfutures.com or click the link in the description.